Hey guys, Todd here again, TW Home Show. It's a nice peaceful morning. It's around 9:30 a.m. and I have my appointment again today with the oral jaw specialist. I met with her, my dental doctor, last week to check out the bone implant and how it was doing. I had the 360 degree scan done, and she said the bone took real well. The bone graft that she put in when she did the original extraction of that tooth there. So I'm going back in today. I got a 10:45 a.m. appointment. Feeling pretty good about it. Nice view out here today as I relax and get ready for this appointment. I got to go pretty soon, and I'm gonna let you know everything that goes on there. And yeah, I'm nervous about it. You know, of course, this appointment, they're going to actually drill the hole up into the bone here and screw in that post for the implant. So I'm hoping it's not going to be too traumatic. We'll see. They say it should only take about half hour to 45 minutes, so I'm glad that it's going to be a quick procedure. At least that kind of brings a little bit of peace of mind to me, that I'm going to be kind of in and out of there. So let me get ready and get off to the appointment, and I'll be right back to tell you all about it. Stay tuned.
It's okay that you're feeling blue, 'cause I'm here to stay. I know there's a way, 'cause if I'm being true, I must say that I know what you're going through. All the funny stuff that's going through your head now. I know it's hard to shake off, but trust me now that you will look back on it all with a smile now. Wondering why it took you so long. Life goes on, it goes down, then back up, and we'll never get used to it. It goes on, it goes down, but the sun is up. It's no time, honor in the shade. Come out, come out.
Guys, here we are in the chair at the dentist's office. As you can see, they took an initial photograph head on with my teeth bite, which is not very good. If you see these, I guess, canine teeth or eye teeth lower, they're kind of interfering where my implant's going to be, possibly, unless they make it wide up at the top and then narrow it down, make it thinner down here. I don't want it sticking out because of this eye tooth. I'll have to talk to my general dentist about that. Maybe he can grind some of this lower eye tooth off so it will give more room. Whatever. After going through this expensive procedure, I want my tooth to come down here pretty straight with these aligned with my front two teeth. So this is the first photograph. Right here, I'm kind of nervous. We haven't really gotten started with the anesthesia yet, the numbing or anything like that. Now, I didn't get the general anesthesia where they, I guess, put you under, and that saved me probably about $400 to $600. And I also saved $600 when I had the initial extraction done of this tooth here that's missing. So that'll save you money. You don't need it, trust me. I felt some pin pricks once they got started here. They said, all right, you're gonna feel a little bit of pricking, and they went up underneath my lip here into my gums, about 3 or 4 on the outside and 2 or 3 on the inside of my gum area around this extraction part here where they were gonna drill the implant in. And they waited a few minutes or so, and I didn't feel anything after that. as far as them messing with this area. And they got here, they put like a large, I don't know, like a retainer around my lips to hold it out to get this photograph here. Pretty gruesome looking at my own teeth here. And you can see my gingivitis disease here. The gums are going way too far up, exposing some of my teeth roots. So that's not good, but I've got it. I already had a laser operation to kind of get rid of some of that gingivitis and gum disease. I had that done about 15 to 20 years ago, and I've been maintaining it ever since. So right here, they're taking a photograph before. This is all healed up from the extraction, and the bone grafting was done here. The bone comes out really wide now around there, giving them a nice big platform to drill in an implant socket right here. So if we go to the next picture, here's another one shooting from lower, looking up ahead, and look how wide this bone implant grafting took. So there's nice wide bone here, lots of gum. Once they cut it here, this will split the gum in half from inner to outer and give me lots of gum to go over, create a gum line over that implant once I get the actual physical tooth implant in. Right now we're just putting the stud in place. So we'll go to the next picture here. Here they've split the gum area. I didn't feel any of this. Trust me. If I would have seen this in real life while they were doing it, I might have felt it in my mind, but I was kind of thinking of other things that made me happy in my life at this point. Just thinking of other things like our RV and going on camping trips and stuff like that. And they took a break here when they had the socket put in place where they were going to, angle that socket, drilling into the bone, upper bone right here. And they want to make sure that that looked all right. So they took a break and took a picture here. And we'll go to the next photo. Right here, looks like they've got the drill bit still in the socket where they just drilled. And I can imagine this is kind of like the socket wrench here or whatever. And there's the drill bit up in there that they drilled into my upper bone area right here. And all this is bone. It kind of looks like soft tissue here in this picture, but that is actually drilled up into my upper jawbone there. And they want to get an image so they can see, well, here's these two front teeth where they're going into the bone, and it makes a nice clean round circular area to where that should be a good anchor point for an implant. And we'll move on to the next photo. And here it is with that drill bit out and the actual socket hole drilled into my upper jawbone. Now, and they're spreading out my gums here with these metal utensils, and my lips are spread out with this lip spreader, whatever you call it. And look at that. I mean, nice clean hole there. Mind you, I did not feel any of this. I've got to tell you guys, you don't feel any of this. They stuck about 3 or 4 pin pricks here on the inner and here on the outer before they started, and all this is numb. And when they were drilling, my eyeballs kind of like, shook a little bit when they were drilling into this hole. As you can imagine, a drill bit going into solid bone that's attached to your skull, and you can kind of feel or see the vibrations, but you can't feel it. And that is just unbelievable. You cannot feel it. So, again, I'm reiterating, do not be afraid of this procedure, even though it looks very intrusive. All right, let's go to the next photo. And here it is, the socket. It looks like the socket is still on. They're seeing how this is going to be maybe like a makeshift tooth coming out here, a crown, and just seeing how it's going to be shaped or look with the other teeth coming out of my upper jawbone here. So they got a photograph of that with the gum spread here again with these metal utensils. Again, I did not feel a thing, and it's just amazing to see that how intrusive this is and how sensitive your mouth area is, but I didn't feel any of this, and that's amazing to me. All right, so we're going to go to the next photograph, and here it is. It looks like maybe they're in the process of pulling the I don't know, the drubbit socket out or something, and they see the angle again of where this is going in up into my upper jawbone, an angle that it's going to be coming out of where the tooth is going to be attached. Okay, we'll go to the next photo, and here it is. And at this point, the dentist, she's doing a very good job with her assistants and stuff, and she's kind of talking it through. I can hear them talking through, all right, we've got it right at the bone line right now, just below the bone line. That's where we want it. And I heard her saying this and stuff, so I'm like, man, already? It's already there? And because I couldn't feel it, so I'm like, yeah, it's already there. And there it is. It is already there. See, notice how the socket would go inside of here, and then actually there's threads within the deepness of this actual stud, or I don't know what you call it, an implant stud, where you'd actually thread on, screw an implant abutment, I think they call it, that your crown attaches to, the actual fake tooth. So that's going to be very, very strong. All right, we'll go on to the next photo. Here it is. See, stitched me up. This was, mind you, this was after I arrived to the place. This was probably about 35 to 40 minutes later, after I saw them doing preparations in between the pictures and stuff like that. This is like maybe 40 minutes later since I got out of my Corvette and walked in the front door. 45 minutes later, the implant stud is in there and it's stitched up at this point. And I'm still not feeling a thing. So we'll go to the next photo. There, she actually had me try my fake tooth with the Invisalign that my general dentist gave me. We fit that up in there. I didn't feel a thing. And look, there's my fake tooth right there. And eventually that's going to be kind of like a real tooth, and I won't have to wear these Invisaligns. And let's see, there's one other picture I want to show you. Stay tuned, and that's going to be the x-ray afterwards showing the implant. So this is the x-ray they took right after the procedure. You can see my implant stud, this metal or titanium threaded stud, is up into my bone line, right down into the surface of the bone. Remember, I had an extraction here months ago. I guess it was like 3-4 months ago, and then she compacted it, the oral surgeon compacted it with bone grafting material, and all this bone grew back in, and then she was able to drill this in today or yesterday, and it was able to be drilled in, and there it is right there. You see my other teeth roots going up to about here, this tooth root going up somewhere around here, and this is in there just as deep. So it's going to be solid once we get this crown put on, and I can't wait to get that done. But the crown, I have to wait another about 3 months, maybe 3.5 months, and then have the crown mold done, and then it takes about 3.5 weeks for them to have it sent out and created, and then I go back in and have it installed onto this implant stud and abutment that will eventually be attached and screwed on to the top of here, and then my gums will grow over the new tooth area there, the new tooth that I have. So the main thing I want to tell you guys about this procedure, don't be afraid of it. I guess the only thing you have to be afraid of is your finances. And after computing everything from the very first visit up until now and to what insurance is going to pay for, they're going to pay for some of my crown, half 50%. After all that, it's going to cost me probably just below $4,000. So, and that's just for one tooth, guys. But if you can stomach that, you can stomach getting the procedure done. The procedure is going to be pretty much painless. I have a little bit of bruising after the, numbing wore off. Yesterday afternoon, I took a Tylenol with hydrocodone, or Tylenol 3, I think they gave me. And that worked. I didn't feel anything after that. I actually took one earlier today as well. So just 2 pills of Tylenol prescription, and I don't feel a thing. And I slept really well. I didn't feel a thing while I was sleeping. And I imagine tomorrow I won't have to take anything. And it will be just like I felt before when my tooth was in there normally. But now I can't wait to get rid of these Invisaligns. I don't like the Invisaligns. Taking them in and out, and brushing before and after I take them in and out, and to eat and stuff like that. So I'm happy to get back to normal, and that should be sometime in November. I'll have all my teeth back again. So guys, thank you for watching the video, and I'm glad I was able to offer you some information on this subject. And I'll see you guys on the next one.